I don't know why that does. What did I break, guys? What did I break? It's a learning lesson together. Just need a space. If, then, else, end. I think we're good. I broke the script. Guys, I broke it. There you go. It needed a space. Syntax is everything, ladies and gentlemen. So here you go. You see now it says you forgot an IP address, and it gives you the syntax. So it's just a little added measure to do this. So now we're going to go ahead and take what we've learned, and we're going to throw it into one last thing. And these are really useful. So these are what we call one-liners. And that's where you write everything out in one line from your terminal. So for example, we have this IP list, right? This cat IP list. Say I wanted to do something with this IP list. Okay, say I wanted to run an Nmap scan, and with that Nmap scan, I want to scan every single IP in this IP list. Okay, well, a quick way I can do that is I can say for IP in, and then we'll say $ cat IP list.text. And then we can say do nmap, and you guys don't need to worry about this right now. But we'll say let's just scan for port 80 on all of these machines. $IP and done. Okay, so it looks very familiar, right? What we're doing is very similar to what we just did in the IP sweep, but we're doing it in one line. So we're saying, okay, for IP, remember again, this is just a variable, in, and then we're going to cat out this IP list.text. So it's going to go through every single one of these that we have in here. Okay, we're going to do something for every single one of these. We're going to say, we're going to run nmap. We're going to only be scanning for port 80. We're going to run at a speed of T4, which we're going to cover this later in scanning. If you don't know anything about nmap, don't worry. Here's where we pull in the IP address. So we declared IP here. Every single one of these are going to be thrown into right here. And then we're going to say, and done. Okay, and then if we hit enter, remember the ampersand here runs them all at once. If you prefer to run them one at a time, you can delete the ampersand and just say semicolon done. I like to use threading if we can, makes it a lot faster. Okay, and now it's going to run through and it's going to say what's open, what's not open. Oh man, you guys are getting my host name. Shame. You're really gonna hack me now. Yes, the man pages are always worth mentioning. If you don't know that I love the Punisher, you know now. Yeah, so you can come through here and you can kind of like look through these reports. It kind of starts them all at once, which is weird, but then as they finish, it lets you know, like, okay, 1.254 has 80 open. 74 has 80 open. The Philips Hue has 80 open. That's nice. The Chromecast has 80 open. Is Punisher my desktop? Punisher is my desktop. I have a pretty significant Punisher tattoo, my friends. Hey, you want to see my chest? Look at that, guys. And you didn't think I was going to get naked tonight. Snatchhammer, I think we're friends, buddy. I think we're friends.
The procedure should include an escalation process for review of the identified accounts, including a recommendation if such accounts and relationships should be maintained or closed. It's important to note that all banks should have a monitoring system addressing these components. The board should make sure that policies, procedures, and processes clearly describe the steps that the bank takes to identify, monitor, and report suspicious activity. But, to be clear, the structure and formality of the components will vary. We've just covered the 5 elements of an effective suspicious activity monitoring program. Let's talk more about the board's role in SAR filings.
Established policies should address board notification of SAR filings. Management is not required to provide actual copies of SARs to the board. However, the board or a committee of the board must be promptly notified of SAR filings. It is critical that management provides sufficient information on SAR filings to the board so that board members can fulfill fiduciary duties to the bank while being mindful of the confidential nature of the SAR. Generally, the board should expect to receive information on SAR filings to make informed decisions. This may include details on the number of SARs and the type of suspicious activities. The board should also have knowledge of potential illegal activities in the bank's customer base. For example, if a SAR had been filed on a large loan customer that was applying for a new loan, the board would likely need this information to make an informed decision on whether or not to extend additional credit.
All right. Now this is where it gets real interesting. A lot of people have to really come into the realization that our data integration system, dealing in banking in the box, and this whole platform, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to want to take in consideration. And a lot of times we don't really get a chance to take those things in consideration because the information is being bottlenecked. And I'm going to share some things with you. Let's see. See if I can bring this document up. We got a lot of folks that's definitely tuning in. I appreciate everyone that's definitely locked in the cybersecurity training for banking in the box operators, because we want you to be very well informed. Today is the day, and if you're actually listening to this broadcast, today is the beginning of current expected credit loss that has taken place here in what you call the United States as one of the new accounting standards. Kind of a background into the importance of this. See, what you're going to be doing in your banking platform is you're going to be actually running a secured banking phase that's going to be protecting and exploiting the current expected credit losses. The data that's being gathered is being repopulated into a generally accepted accounting principle format. So therefore, a spreadsheet, if you will, which will contain certain different formula, are going to be all what we consider GAAP and CISA compliant. And those databases, those spreadsheets, it's all metadata. It's going to be repopulated back into the system, but there's going to be certain access points, and each system is actually controlling and integrated into the next. This is where Cali comes in. Cali is our cybersecurity interface. It's Linux based, and it's a reason for this because we want to basically be able to create a system that can tie into both the Linux system and or Windows or Mac system if we need to. But we can control everything directly through our subspace, and our subspace is going to be governed by a program called Cockpit. So there's banking in the box, there's Cockpit, and then there's Cali. All these things will work simultaneously, and so and again, we have different variations of this. It really depends upon the operator's needs, if that makes sense. My platinum users, they are usually a little more advanced. They have a lot of more transactions, so they're going to be in one sphere. If you're more of a bronze or a gold, or maybe you're a bronze or a silver user, then you're going to have one program. If you're a gold or a platinum user, it's going to be a little different. And again, no two systems are the same. We do offer through our cybersecurity platform secure internet through what a company called Megapath, formerly known as Megapath, which is now called Fusion. Fusion provides you the secure internet. So what we do is we give you a working model. We order your unit, build it to specs, and then we basically, once the accounting is already put in play, then you're able to integrate that with the banking interface. The banking interface is an extension of your system or the system that you design. Your platform is based upon the account of concepts. Then you just basically have the tech that supports it and connects everything. But there's a lot of different aspects of this that we're going to go into. And this is just the beginning of a very intuitive series of courses. This is the first course today, which is entitled Cybersecurity. And this is Cybersecurity Part